What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of Off the Beaten Path podcast. Your new favorite podcast. We
It's my
have had
favorite podcast.
It's my favorite now too.
see, we already got two, so you can make number three. We've had artists on here, but I had to dress for the occasion, and most times I drink my beer. But we have an artiste on here. Mando, what's going on, man? How you doing?
That's right. Cheers, man. Cheers, brother. Hey, before I say anything, I just want to say, like, thank you both, Bobby and Nate, like, honestly, for what you do. Like, I'm so grateful for being on here. And so I couldn't say no to this. And when I saw your guys' profile, like the podcast that you do for what you do for artists, that's so amazing. Honestly, I got to tip my hat off to you. It's so important for the culture, for artists. uh like when I saw that I could relate to all the artists, I just saw myself. And before I say anything about me, I just wanted to say thank you to both of you for what you do. It's a beautiful thing. And from the bottom of my heart, like, I'm so happy to talk to both of you and super excited for that. Like, that's the first thing I wanted to say to both of you.
Hey, man, we definitely appreciate it. That does mean a lot because we do this, for the love of other artists, like just our love of the culture, rather it's a rapper, rather it's an indie group. We truly love the music, but we also do, want to spotlight these artists and say, hey, you might not have heard of these guys, check them out. Or maybe you are tapped in with these guys, but never seen them do an interview. So we want to be able to do that as well. So it's just for the love of it,
That's facts, man. That's how I am. Like, I don't watch TV, I don't watch shows. Like, I'm not a movie guy. I do a little bit of gaming. Who doesn't play,
man.
but
Right.
like when I'm drawing or doing whatever I'm doing here at the crib, like, I'm listening to podcasts, I'm listening to interviews. I love hearing people talk, like, so I could relate, so I could relate to that. You could just relate to all these artists, their struggle, their background, and you get to know them more when they talk. So when I'm chilling, dude, that's what I'm doing. I'm just listening and learning.
For sure.
Same
Like
here.
I was gonna say, sometimes just hearing an interview and getting to know the artist a little bit better on a personal level makes their music that much more beautiful. Because you're like, oh
Yeah.
man, now I know what they were thinking when they wrote that shit.
Yeah, it's inspiration. It's all
Yeah.
love, You get to see it just hits from a different angle. So when I'm working on a particular piece, like, a lot of my music is or a lot of my art is music inspired.
Hmm.
So if you go to my posts and whatever song you see in the background, that's what I was jamming when I was doing the piece. And of course, obviously it's on replay and I get tired of it after a certain number of times and I got to switch it up and change to something else. But, like, best believe that song was jammed a lot when I was, when I did that piece.
I actually wanted to know that. Does your illustration come first, or does the song that you put to the illustration come first?
It's always different. It's always different. All pieces are different. Sometimes I have the image in mind that I want to draw and I got to do it. And then the song I put in the background comes later. Or sometimes I hear a song or I'm watching something and words or lyrics or a phrase or something along those lines will paint a picture in my mind. And then, it goes from there. So it's all different. It all depends on the piece. It all depends on I guess, the state of mind I'm in when I hear it. But yeah, the inspiration's everywhere.
Yeah, man. And what um what inspires me often with artists is how quickly they can jump on something that's trending. So rather it's a rapper, mentioning something that just happened in the world, or it's a comedian and they take a spin on something that just happened, or even like like when it comes to the unfortunate passing of DMX. Um, when the reason I get inspired by that kind of shit is because inspiration comes at random times. And when a current event happens and you have to touch on that event, sometimes you may not have the inspiration. Do you ever fall into that pit of, man, I need to do this for the culture, but I'm really not inspired right now?
Yeah, absolutely. I had a conversation with my brother last night. Best friend, G. Shout out to G, man. I know he's gonna be watching this.
Shout
Like
out.
he's my I have a really good team of friends that advise me on things, but we were talking about this. You know, there's a lot of things happening in the world, and I don't just want to jump on something just to do it. It's gotta be important. You know, the art. I try not to do things just to do them. I used to do
Right.
that in the past, and like I want to put my soul behind it more. So it's got to be meaningful to the fullest,
Mm,
especially if it's political, you know. So we were talking about this yesterday, and if I do touch something political, like it's gotta it's gotta be super impactful, you know. You
right.
can't just sway one way or another, or even be neutral. Like
Mm,
you have people don't like that, you know. So I told them whatever I do, if it's political, if I ever touch anything political again, which I will, it's going to show the loving side of people, you know. So I don't want to touch on anything political really, because that's not those are other conversations, you know. But that was just an example. If I do touch something like that, it's got to show the love of people, you know, the good side of people, what they're known for, their crafts, their arts, like what their people are known for, what they make, their beautiful cities, skyscrapers, you know. So if I ever do something political, I want to show the good nature side of people, like the loving side. If that makes any sense. But
Yeah, that makes
yeah,
perfect sense.
yeah, I don't like doing things to go back to your question. I don't sometimes, you know, I gotta leave it in the vault and come back to it later, you know, because time isn't super important. So yeah, sometimes I do get caught in those thoughts where I'm like, I know I'm heading the right way. I have the right intentions, but it's not, the plan isn't 100%. So I got to put it in the vault and maybe come back to it later.
And I wanted to ask you about that too because I saw one of your older sketches is a black and white of a female, and you said that you had come back to it and did kind of basically a remix with visual art where you came back and added colored pieces to it as well. That's very interesting because I'm not a visual artist, so I don't draw, I don't paint
Hmm.
um, uh, regularly. I do it for a hobby every now and then. But like with music, I mean, we do that all the time. Whether an artist holds on to it and revamps it before they put it out, or they have put it out, it was a good success, so they come back and they remix it. I've
Yeah.
never seen that with visual art before. Where did you get that inspiration?
It's a technique I learned. Like I said, I've drawn all my life. And I remember this is before I started tattooing. Um, so I'm 30. I started tattooing when I was 24. It's like 5, 6 years ago I got into it. Before that, I used to like when I used to draw and I made a mistake, I would throw it away. Like I would crumble it and throw it away, start over. And
mm,
like that's so much wasted time. So it got to a point where I would really be doing pieces that took me hours, like 5, 6 hours. And I got to a point where I would mess up and I'd be like, fuck, start over, crumble it up. And it wasn't until I started tattooing, being around other artists, um, that taught me like, why are you throwing that shit away? Like leave it, you know, work over it, store it, build a library, come back to it later. And like that was a tattooing technique I learned because I used to not do that. Um, so you know, in my studio, I've got folders and folders and folders and folders of work that I come back to and like I retrace over my own work because these are all techniques that I learned. So like I'll go back on my Instagram and I know musicians do this all the time. Like the best artists, like I said, I listen to these people talk. They store their shit. They may not like it. It may not hit right. Maybe you haven't spoken to the right people that inspired you, that giving you the right inspiration. So just keep it, come back to it. I know, and that's just a life lesson, right? Like speak before you talk, think like those. I know I'm talking about art, but these are all really life lessons. Like, store it in your mind a little bit, then come back to it, and it might be more fire when you're ready for it. So I don't know. It's just something that works for me. And any artist that's listening, like, don't throw your shit away. Like, keep it. And then in months or whatever time you come back to it, you'll be a better artist. You'll have a better eye, better ideas, and then what was once a good piece will be a greater piece. So yeah, man.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, I love doing that, man. So even the stuff I'm doing now, I'm like, I'm thinking in the future, like when I get better and come back to this stuff, like even the flip books, man, it's gonna be more fire. So I love doing that.
And man, I love flip books. That took me back to my childhood.
Yep.
Oh
Mine were all
man,
stick figures, but I was like, man, I was like, I haven't seen or made a flip book in 20 something years.
that's funny. When I all these flip books of all these famous Instagrammers that I've followed and admired for a while, and I started doing them. Like I read the comments, and a lot of people say that. Like I haven't seen the flip book in a while,
Yeah.
and I haven't either. Like I start like my girl. I got to give props to my girlfriend Diana. Like I love her. She's the reason for all this.
Shout out to her, because if she's a reason, definitely shout out to
Honestly,
her
she
too.
gotta give her props. Gotta give her props for real. Like she's so super creative.
So
Um,
why do you say why do you give her the props? Does she just
so
keep you motivated?
all of that, all of the above. It's all love, man. It's a beautiful thing, bro. I'm so grateful to be just have her in my life. Um, a,
Amen.
a year ago, when the pandemic started, 2020, all pandemic, I really didn't do much of art. Like I was in another state of mind. But that year, that spring, she had been told me like, can you do something for me, something cute, like a flip book, this, something like that. She just wanted it, and I just never did it. Not that I didn't want to, but like I just wasn't focused.
Right.
Whatever it was, I just didn't do it. And then finally, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this flip book, and it was to the song of it's Black Eyed Peas. What's the name of the song? Uh, I'm addicted and I can't. Oh, the name. I'm not a singer.
Where are you at,
Uh,
Nate?
whatever.
Um,
It's
it's
the
not that
black.
one that's talking about forever, like forever tonight or whatever. It's not that one. Is
Let me look. I'll find
yeah.
it. It'll come to me in a second. I'm addicted. I don't even know the lyrics. Jesus. But
It's
but
bugging.
anyways, it's to that song, and I heard it, and I was like, perfect flip book. And then that was the case where I heard the song first, and the idea came later, and it was perfect timing, perfect everything, man. And everything happened the way it was supposed to. I watched the music video, and the music video is in an airport. And I met my girlfriend in an airport. Like
Oh
she's a
wow.
flight attendant. Like the first time we met online. That's how we, met each other, started talking online. And she got into, you know, aerospace world, became a flight attendant. Um, she's going to be a pilot soon. But anyways, the first time we saw each other in person was at Midway Airport, and like she was at the top of the escalator waiting for me. I had flowers, went up, like we hugged each other, kissed each other, and like that was the first time that was the first moment together. So I was like, that's got to be a flip book. So I
Um,
did that flip book, and I'm gonna repost it soon. And it's a dope ass, like it's just really cool. It's like the drawings are an 8-bit like Mario sort of square like video gamey. And
right.
it was my first flip book. I always knew how to do one. I just knew it was a matter of doing it. And like I YouTube a couple of guys that are really big that helped me learn, watch their videos. I think his name is Andy Mation. Huge following. Like he's got a huge, man, like the way he explains his video. So sort of watched this video to refresh my memory, and then I did her flip book, posted it, and she loved it, and I loved it too. It was so cool. And that was April 2020, and I didn't do another flip book until uh, April 21, and that's when things took off. Like
Man,
so.
April's a big starting month for you. I mean, you were born in April. You started your Instagram in April. Your first flip book was April last year, and you start back with flip books of April this year.
Yeah, it's not.
It's
I
dope.
didn't even. None of this was like I usually plan things out. Like I premeditate on a lot of things on my art, but none of that was planned, man. It just happened.
Yeah, that's cool. I like stuff like that.
Yeah, got to pay attention to the signs like that. I've been telling my friends, like, man, I saw this sign today. You can't believe it. You won't believe it. And I'm just like, I'm just so focused. It's showing me that I'm on the right path.
Oh yeah. And how long does it usually take you to make a flip book? Because like Bobby said, I don't know if it was even before or after we started recording, but like Bobby said, it brought him back to his childhood, you know. So I would make a flip book with stick figures, as Bobby said, and it would take me 5 minutes and turn out super shitty. So how long does it take you to actually make a legitimate flip book?
It takes a while. But not that's the question people love to ask when I read the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Not as long as people think, but it does take long. Um, like I said with tattooing, I learned so many techniques. One thing I quickly picked up was how to be efficient. So I used to sit I'm not lying, like 8, 10, 12 hours a day just to finish a piece. That's a very inefficient way to work. So you got to break that up, come back to it, fresh eyes, everything I mentioned. So um, I don't know, depending on my schedule, I'm really busy. I work less now because I had to take time off because my art, I got so many requests. So,
Oh
but
yeah.
I have a job. I work for a golf company. I'm hoping to leave that soon, and that's been great for me. And I also coach, so my day is pretty full. Like we're mid-season right now with my girls. Shout out to Homewood Flossmore girls and Homewood Flossmore boys. I love y'all.
And those are
Shout
soccer teams, correct?
Yes, HF Homewood Flossmore soccer. Yes, sir. So shout out to both of y'all. My day's full, so I'm not getting home Monday through Friday, and then Saturdays we have games in the morning. During the week, I don't get home till like 6, so I don't have much time to do. So when I do get home, I'm trying to set things up for the next day. Like I'll
out.
knock out a piece, work for 3, 4 hours, shit, 5, 6 until I get tired. It's 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Set it up for the next day, knock it out in a couple hours. So a couple flip books have taken me, like I've started one on Friday night, finished it Saturday midday. Others
Okay.
have taken me like all week, but just depends on the schedule. Like if I'm off and now like my upcoming schedule, like I'm not working, like I'm off, I'm gonna be doing a lot of art this week. Hopefully. Uh, I don't know. It all depends on my schedule, man. I'm pretty confident. I don't know if you saw my PBS Arthur drawing.
Yeah.
Flip. That one took me like 6 hours.
Okay. Wow. And what's crazy about that one is he goes from Arthur to whatever the fuck he created in his little dream. So
Well, it's
not
not, it's
only,
actually not Arthur. I'm a super Arthur geek. Like that was my
oh, okay,
show, bro. That was
okay.
my show, man. That show made me. It's
Hey, look,
actually it's his best friend, Brain. Like Brain. It's
God,
one of those musical cartoons. And every show has a musical episode.
yeah.
Uh that was a musical episode, and he has a dream where well, he goes to the library and the book is so lit that he falls asleep and he dreams about the Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde. And like
So
that's
what's crazy about that is he has to go from normal to Frankenstein, normal to Frick. So while you're flipping, it's doing the musical, and the flip book is matching up, like going back and forth. So I know that wasn't easy.
yeah, it's honestly like it's not as hard as it looks. It's it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
I won't take that away. Like it's a lot of work. Like to give you an idea, the Arthur, I have it in my mind, all the flip books I do, how many sketches it is. The first one I did for Taryn Dixon, dancer, his was 125 sketches. So it's 125 note cards. So just to have the Arthur one was 60. No, the Arthur one was less. Arthur was like 43. That's 43 drawings. plus color and all that, you got it adds up.
That's
So
crazy.
so yeah, man, you got to be resourceful. First thing I do is, I mean, I use my computer, so I use a video, I pause it, and then I draw the sketch or I draw the figure. And then once I draw that figure, it's like a lot of play and pause, play and pause, play and pause, screen to screen to screen. It's literally animation. And
So I know that Arthur is like one of your favorite shows, but did that specific scene, do you hate that scene now that you had to press play?
nah, it's the opposite. You would think so. Like I'm not gonna listen to this ever again. And
Right.
right when I'm done, I do take a little bit of a break, but like it's because I'm so excited for the song. Like, because I know, here's how I look at it. It's like before I'm even done with the piece, in my mind, I'm like, when this is done and I listen to this song and I look at this, like the feeling I get is like, wow, of accomplishment. It's such a cool feeling that I can't get tired of the song. So nah, I don't get tired of it. I
And
love listening to it.
question: do you have a musical background too? Because like Nate was saying, you flip your books in time to the music, so that's a separate technique that's very interesting.
No, it's not. It's no, I don't have a musical background other than I'm really heavy into rap, grew up with rap music, hip hop.
Yeah, I
I
saw that
listen
you've
to
seen. Oh, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry, no. I listen to a lot of things, but mainly rap and hip hop.
Yeah, I saw that you've seen Kendrick Lamar a couple of times. How was that?
Oh man, I'm a huge Kendrick changed my life. Honestly, like I don't say that lightly. Uh, yeah, I love Kendrick. It's pretty obvious from my videos and things I post, and I mean his music is amazing to me.
I've seen them twice too, and what was beautiful was I got to see both sides of them. So I got into Kendrick, I think when Overly Dedicated came out, so right before Section 80 came out,
Ooh.
and I went back and listened to his old shit, and I've been rocking with him ever since. So I saw Kendrick open up for Lil Wayne. So it's not like he went on, then Lil Wayne went on. It's like Kendrick went on, then five other artists went on, and then Lil Wayne
Okay.
went on. So there is no one in the fucking stadium. Everyone's still finding their seats. And there is this fucking legend in the making fucking doing what's song he kept doing it ADHD. He did that
Hmm.
song like two or three times. I'm like, bruh, no one understands what's going on. And then I got to
Man,
see him. That was probably 2013, 2012, around there. But then I got to see him a couple years ago, and it's like sold out stadium. And it's like, bruh, it was so beautiful just seeing both sides, like people not giving a fuck, and then everyone
that's
doing
awesome.
that.
That's awesome, man. Yeah, I bet you knew. Yeah, Bobby, to answer your original question, I mean, it was an experience. It was an experience. I went with my boy Pete, my best friend Pete.
Pete
Him and I
Tamale.
went. Wait, what'd you say?
That's Pete Tamale, right? From Instagram.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
gonna say, how do you know this guy? No, yeah, no,
No, I
not
don't.
Pete.
We just do our research pretty deeply.
No, Peter Tamale is another good friend of mine through soccer that we met. He's another very good friend. Shout out to him. And that's hilarious that you mentioned Peter Tamale.
Come
I'm
on,
gonna have
Tamale.
to cut this and show this to him. He's gonna fucking laugh.
Yeah.
Nah, Pete Thompson. Pete Tom, they're good friends, but Pete Thompson's like he's my brother too. Like
Awesome.
he went with me to the Kendrick concert. It was at the United Center here in Chicago. That was my first time. And the whole TDE gang showed up,
Do you
represented.
remember what year that
Went
was?
8/17. It was
Nice.
August of 17, so 4 years ago, almost. Man, it was Chicago came out to show love. Like that place was electrifying. What's funny? I've been like I don't know what it's been, but I just had a feeling like during that time, I had a feeling of I need to go somewhere and just yell. Like I need to yell, like just project my voice, go to a mountain peak, yell, go to the shoreline somewhere. Like I need to do this. Like I had that thought before that. And when that concert came, man, that's what I needed. And I lost my voice. Like I was rapping to all the songs, like the ones that I knew, and I know a lot of Kendrick songs by
Right.
heart. Man, that place was filled with love. Like everybody was like, all races, all colors. Like once that music started, we all just were bumping our heads, bumping into each other, rapping at each other. Like, dude, it was amazing. And I was on the floor, like I wasn't that far from the stage. Like I was
Mm,
like, I'm gonna pay as much as this costs. Like I don't give a fuck. So man, that it was electrifying. And then the second time was at a smaller venue in the suburbs, closer to my home. And I mean, it was wild. It wasn't as wild as the first time because it was an outdoor venue, so the sound wasn't the same because of the
gotcha.
acoustics. But man, I would look around and it's like, man, people love Kendrick.
Yeah, man. You hear that, Kendrick? People fucking love you. Drop an
Yeah,
album already. Down.
hey, yeah, it's been a while. I
I
go on
mean,
Reddit. I'll go on Reddit like, well, today's the day. Nah, we'll see. The timing's got to be right. Obviously that's he's the one of the best artists ever, man. There's no question about that. I mean, obviously it's opinion based, but like
it is,
those
man. I mean, timing is perfect because I don't know
exactly.
what it is, but I feel like the J. Cole album that people have been waiting for didn't hit as hard as people were expecting.
I
And
agree.
but Kendrick is gonna have the same issue. But Kendrick hasn't missed. He had Good Kid, Mad City, he had The Pimp a Butterfly, he had Down, and now it's like, bruh, if you come out with something that's kind of mediocre, people aren't gonna fuck with it. So it has to
Yeah.
be perfect timing and what fucking not punch Ali mixed by Ali, said he has 6 albums in the vault that he could release right now. But bruh, to construct the perfect album that people aren't disappointed. I'm sorry. I know that this is about art and we're speaking about art, but we just got on a
Shit.
Kendrick rant and I
No,
thought
no, hell no. Respect the Kendrick shit. I'll take an hour to talk about him. It's about him now.
yeah,
I
he's
love it.
definitely the
Yeah, but
king,
when
man.
when he drops that, dude, it's gonna be insane.
Yeah, it's the next 2 biggest drops is Certified Lover Boy from Drake, which should be coming this year, and then Kendrick. Whenever he decides to drop, those are the 2 next biggest drops.
Yeah, hopefully he hears us and we put it out there and it'll happen. That's
That's
what
what
I'm
I'm
hoping.
saying.
Shit,
Um,
if Kendrick Lamar hears this, I don't even care if he drops an album. I'll just be like, damn, Kendrick
Hey.
listened to like 25 minutes of our podcast. Woo!
Yeah,
That's where I'm at.
that's awesome.
that would be awesome. So let's get back a little bit to the art. You're speaking of perfect timing. So the way I found out about you is, I'm sure the way a lot of people found out about you is Junebug reposting your flipbook you did of them. So one, did you ever expect to just get, oh shit, I have 1,000 new followers, or did you just wake up? Like, when did it pop off and you're like, what the fuck is going? Oh, he reposted me. Like, when did that happen?
Yeah. No, yeah, none of this. I didn't expect it. I mean, yeah, it started with Taryn. Like Taryn Dixon when he posted he's a dancer, huge on TikTok. And my intentions were never really I was just doing it to do it because it was fun and the flip book looked cool. And when he saw it and reposted it, it was like, man, I mean, they messaged me first, person like directly, like send me the video, can I post it? I'm like, hell
Right,
yeah, here you go. And then when Junebug did it, like so, Taryn posted my stuff and I was super grateful and I got a lot of followers from him.
right,
And I've been following him for a long time. And Junebug too, for like maybe like 6 months, maybe a year. Like I
okay.
saw a video of him. He was dancing in the parking lot and then like a parking garage. Uh, but I don't know,
So
man.
you've
I
been following him since before he even did the Junebug challenge.
yeah, it was before
Oh,
the Junebug challenge. He was doing some like just funny dancing videos, and I just rocked with the energy. Like he was with his friends. And then he started doing the Junebug, and the Junebug hit. And I mean, I don't know, man. I just have an eye. It's just me, like personally, the things that I like. Um, and I liked his dance. Like it was just catchy and fun, and like his energy. And I was like, I got to do him next. And but without the without the intentions of him trying to post it. Like that's not what I was looking for, or the likes or the followers. I was just doing it to like showcase my skills. Like like I, it was like I have a list of all these followers, like Taryn Dixon, Junebug. There's RDC World One that do animations, or they do videos of like anime and stuff. Hilarious guys. So I have a list of all these people that I admire that for the longest I wanted to do something for. And Bobby, that goes back to the idea that there was something there. I just didn't know what, and I just didn't want to do a drawing because that's like boring. And we'll talk about this in a second. That once the flip book started hitting, it was just perfect timing. It was like flip books for dancers, like that's perfect.
Yeah.
Um, so I was like, this was my way of showing appreciation for like the videos and the joy that I get from watching your stuff. Like this is my way of showing thank you. So that was like always the intention. And then they
Mhm.
started seeing it and sharing it, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. Like I was watching, I was with my mom, and I was showing her what I was doing. And while I was showing her the flip book, I was like, look, I'm drawing this, and that. Junebug sent the message, and it like popped in the phone as I'm with my mom. And I looked at it and I was like, no fucking way. And I yelled. She was like, what? What happened? And I was like, Junebug saw this. And like I just explained, and I was like so excited. And I was already like excited as fuck because he was looking at my highlights. Like, so I was like, man, like I got his attention. And
Wow.
it was such a beautiful moment that, like, I'm showing moms what's going on, and like, yo, people are seeing this. And while I'm showing her the phone, that message came up and it just said Junebug, and I just blew up like, what? And it was just super exciting. And then I just continued with it. I'm not gonna there's, like you said, there's people that just do one thing and that's what they sit on. Like I'm not trying to be complacent.
Yeah, it's a beautiful thing, man. When somebody that you admire admires the work that you're doing too.
It's so
Not that,
humbling.
yeah, so humbling, so uplifting. It's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's inspiring, it's motivating, it's so humbling that someone like that, not only did he see it, but he reshared it. And the comment that he said to me, like not only Junebug, but Taryn and Little Durag and Reese and all these other followers that have been reposting and sharing my stuff. Like I'm so thankful. Like thank you to all for not just seeing it is a lot to me. Like the fact that they saw it, and let alone repost it and share it on their pages, like I'm beyond grateful.
And that's what's beautiful about this space that we live in right now. Like, yeah, you can look at technology and say, oh, it does this, it's bad, there's this. And you can look at all the cons, but
I'm
there
getting a
are
flip
a lot
phone.
of, what do you say?
I'm getting a flip phone, and I'm moving to
Yeah,
the
I want one
woods.
too.
I'm
Yeah,
moving
I
to the
want to.
woods.
I
I'm gonna
miss a
quit the
flip phone, man.
podcast. I'm gonna quit my life and just go hide in the woods. And Nate, you can just handle all the
Nah,
background
nah, you're too important,
photography.
man. We need you here. We need you
Let
on our
them know,
side.
man. Let them know.
Yeah, yeah, we
I
need you on
joke
our
about
side.
I joke about from time to time, but go on, Nate. I'm feeling
Yeah.
good. Got Mando does ink in the house, and I got
Yeah,
a
And
little bit too excited. So go ahead.
but Bobby and I have talked about it, how he does really want to get a flip phone and just kind of get away from the negativity. But the pros that I was talking about is, let's look at it from two ways. So one way is Junebug repost your shit. I've been following him since the Junebug challenge came out, so not too long. But been following him, and he reposted. And I was like, that was actually pretty cool. And I went to your page and was like, oh, this dude is an fuck yeah. I'm following him, and I'm gonna message him when the time is right, because I saw automatically like I want him on the podcast, and I hope he'll come. If he does, awesome. If not, that's cool. But the other side I also want to look at it is, you wouldn't have had this space in the 90s, where you can post to your page, and then the person that you posted, who is a viral sensation or a celebrity, can repost it. Because in the 90s, if you didn't work for a magazine, if you didn't work for a TV company, if you didn't work for, you weren't going to get noticed. So that's what's also cool about it, is that you can post, and if they fuck with it, they can repost, you know?
Yeah, absolutely. You gotta, you can't argue that technology. I mean, it's here to stay. We're not going backwards. People talk shit all the time, and it's like it's more positive than bad. Obviously, we need it. It's part of our lives now. It's integrated into our societies and into our culture. Like you got to know how to use it. And
Right.
I wouldn't, like you said, I wouldn't have had that. It would have had to been something different. My grind would have had to been different. The outlet, the source, the medium of which I'm putting it out, it would have, I don't know, I would have had to figure it out.
Yeah.
It's just a different time. So I'm definitely thankful for that. I've got so many avenues, but at the same time, having it is not enough. Like I gotta be about it and be on my grind and post stuff. And I wanted to touch on this. Like I always used to post my stuff all the time, like all my drawings, but like I started to get tired and not tired, bored, and started to lose creativity because like just posting a picture and a little cute caption, whatever song it's boring. So it wasn't hitting, and I started to lose like inspiration and creativity. Like I always think in terms of like I don't know, musically and music video wise. Like I'm always painting a picture musically. So I just started to lose motivation, and then I wasn't posting enough, and I just wasn't hitting. And then I got to bring up Diana again, my girlfriend. Like she's very creative in her Instagram posts. It's Diana LC, I think. Diana underscore LC.
If
Like
you wanted to, well down, leave her at name in the description of this video.
yeah,
She's obviously played a great role
she
in your
has
art, so
absolutely 100%. She like I mentioned, she's a flight attendant. She flies all over the place, all over the U.S. and Mexico. So she's like recording videos, got a drone. Like she's very creative with the videos
mm,
that she posts. Her highlights, man, it's lit.
mm,
And she would always tell me and be in my ear. And she just started telling me like start doing this with your videos, start incorporating animations, and this is all around the time March. This was started like in February of this year. So like right when this started popping off, like if you go back into my posts before the Junebug post, there's like Dragon Ball Z stuff and Samurai Jack stuff.
yeah.
Um, like I started mixing clips with my drawings and doing time lapses of my art because she does a lot of time lapse stuff and doing slow motion. And then once I started doing that, my mind was just like poof, like it just started snowballing. Like I felt the creativity coming back. And like if you see my highlights and videos, like it's a bunch of different random shit. So like I just started incorporating my art with these clips, and it sort of made my art more dynamic and a little bit more intimate to viewers. Like they see my hands, they see my studio, they see my work. Like um so she helped out with that
And
tremendously.
bruh, some people don't like cliches. Some people are like, oh, I mean, I know it's cliche. This bits of cliche is there because it's
For a
true.
It's a
reason.
reason. It's a reason why.
And I got chills about the next thing I want to talk about. So go ahead, Nick.
I'm just gonna say this and then I'll let you go, Bob. Behind every great man is a great moment.
Hey, say that again, please. Yes, sir.
Behind every great man is a great moment. Do
Man,
I gotta say it
amen.
louder for the people in the back, or you think they heard it?
Amen.
They
Amen.
heard it.
Amen. No, they heard it. I felt
All
that.
right, go on, Bob.
Dude, yeah, no, for sure. Like trust me, I love you, Diana. I love you for real.
Oh yeah, you heard it here.
Hey, so one of my favorite things to view on YouTube is time-lapse art drawings. I don't know why they're so intoxicating, but it's like to watch this thing that took several hours, sometimes several days, condensed to 10 minutes, blows my
Yeah.
mind. I love that
Yeah.
process.
Time lapse anything, right? Anything time lapse. Like,
Yeah, like even nature, like watching something grow and bloom and time lapse it, or whether it be like a sunrise, sunset, stars.
yeah,
I love stars time lapses.
I
Those are amazing.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. Like, this is probably a sign of my age. Not that I feel old. I feel very young. This is just more of a joke. I like watching time lapses of people cutting their grass and shit.
Yes,
Like cleaning their sidewalks,
yes.
cleaning their house, like all that. So satisfying, you
Yeah.
know?
The ones that bother me though are the time lapses of people cooking, but where they do that thing where they'll take the knife and lay it down on top of the tomato and then it just spreads out into all these chunks.
Yeah,
That's
man.
that's like some devil magic right there.
Yeah,
It's
time
like,
lapses are really cool. It brings you into the process of like just how it's done.
and I have 3 time lapses of yours I want to talk about before we get off. But the first one is a E Honda that you did to Denzel Curry's Sumo
Oh
song.
man.
That was
Yeah,
awesome. I
that's
love E Honda.
thank you so much. Street Fighter,
Yep.
I had Sega Genesis and had Street Fighter 2 and played it. Even though I didn't watch the show and like if it was I don't know if it was a comic, was it? I don't think so.
I'm not
Whatever the
sure. All I did was play the games.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't know the cartoon or the really I know about Street Fighter because of the game. So
Mhm.
yeah,
Same.
E Honda and Blanca, those were my go-to. Yeah, that was a fun piece, man. I'm gonna bring that Street Fighter theme back often because like there's so many fighters and it's its own community. Who doesn't love like Street Fighter?
Man, you know what would be a good one? It doesn't have to be your next one because inspiration
Lay it
comes,
on me. Lay
but
it on me.
I want you to do. I can't think of his name. Bobby, you might have to remind me, or it's Dhalsim, the dude with
Dhalsim.
the
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, Dhalsim, yeah.
okay.
I think that's
So
how you pronounce it.
okay, so yeah, do him because you were born April 25th. My April 25th, correct?
Yes.
Okay, our mom, April 17th. We've talked about April, and that was her favorite character to play on Street Fighter. So,
Oh, that's awesome.
Dude,
Yeah,
you
I
get
yeah,
down
I
to the
got
far
you.
corner,
Say less.
squat, and low punch your ass to death.
Yeah, the stretch.
yeah,
And it's like,
yeah.
come
So
on.
the
It's like, play the
Yeah,
game.
yeah, man. Yeah, he
Corner
was
fighting.
cool.
We don't
I
call it.
already know what song to do because I already Dalsim, Lupe Fiasco, Yoga Flame. Like that's
Oh,
already
yeah.
it's in the library. He is in that song. Like you hear him in the background where I call this Yoga Flame and Yoga Flame. He's in the background. So like I've had that image already in the mental library. So I'm gonna bring that out for sure. I was gonna
hell
do
yeah.
that already. So I'm glad you mentioned that.
And I had to Google it because I had no idea. But do y'all know what E Honda's first name is?
Nah, I
No.
don't.
Edmondo.
Is it really?
Oh,
Yes.
Is it
I was
really?
like, look at that. Yes, I had to Google it. I'm like,
that's
he
crazy.
has to
That's
have a first
weird.
name. Why
That's
wouldn't he have
weird.
a first name?
I've
That's
never thought about E Honda's first name, and it happens to be fucking E Honda. That's motherfucking
Yeah,
crazy.
that's close
Edmondo.
enough.
Let's go get
That's
a
funny as
couple
hell.
Mondos in the house.
That's hilarious. Yeah,
Hell
that piece was cool. I like Denzel Curry. I just got into him like not that long ago, but I like the way he raps. I like just the similes and the metaphors he uses. He uses a lot of cartoon references, and I
he
fuck with
does, man.
cartoons.
Yeah, and I'm not anime person, but I fucks with cartoons, but I'm not anime person. But he's tapped into that world, and yeah, he's probably top 10 of my new favorite artists, maybe top 5. But I really fucks with your musical taste. So I have
Thanks, man.
two. Yeah, I mean, even like Bobby just mentioned Denzel Curry, fucking the Cool Kids, the Bake Sale, one of my favorite mixtapes of all time.
Yeah, absolutely. I listen to that all the time.
So I got two mixtapes that you may have heard or may not have heard, but you don't have to do shit, but you need to go listen to. Is Dun Trip and Starlito, Step Brothers. The first one. The second
Okay.
one's okay. The third one's good, but the first one, Don Trip and Starlito, Step Brothers, amazing mixtape. And also Trans Lee. He's from Huntsville, Alabama. And Who's Trans Lee is the name of the mixtape.
All right.
So
Yeah, yeah, for
I'll
sure.
definitely I'll send them to you off air if you don't want to go back and rewatch it to find them. But those two mixtapes, you can't find them on streaming services. You can find them on YouTube, maybe like live mixtapes or Adaptive. But those two mixtapes, hey, who knows? Might
Uh,
bring some inspiration, man.
yeah, I'm always down to listen. Yeah, I'm always asking my friends like whatever you think, like send it my way because I do like I gotta find music to sort of while I'm listening. Uh, and I don't always listen to music when I'm drawing, but most of the time, obviously I'm gonna be listening to something. But but yeah, man, I'm always looking for inspiration. Someone might spark something, so you never know.
And even if it doesn't spark inspiration to actually get down and draw, like just bruh, like the things that are talked about in those two mixtapes, like the Dun Trip and Starlito, it's more ignorant shit, but I love ignorant shit that you can tell comes from a real place and
Hmm.
has real pain in it. So yeah, they might talk about shooting someone, but at the same time, they're gonna talk about the fucking PTSD that they go through from it, or they might be talking about doing drugs, but they're also going to talk about the withdrawals that you go through, and this and that. So yeah, they're
Yeah,
talking about ignorant shit, but they're talking about real life shit and what comes with it. Instead of
yeah,
like someone just talking about, yeah, I just ran up on them and shot. Oh, okay, yeah, that's all that happened. No, bro, I know you have PTSD. You're looking over your shoulder all the time, like not knowing if someone's coming for it. Like so, I like artists that can bring you into that life, but show you the bad side to it, as
yeah,
well. That's what that Done Trip and Starlito tape, like, so fucking good,
yeah, man. Thanks. I'll listen to it.
definitely. And I kind of want to do a rapid fire. You got anything you want to ask before we do a rapid fire, Bob?
Yeah, a few things. One thing that's also very inspiring just to humans in general is the ability to travel, see different things. And I saw your travel down to Mexico back in 2018, and some really cool pictures, places that I've never seen before, like other people's travel documentations of Mexico. So tell us a little bit about that and how that inspired you to come back and continue doing art that you were doing during that time in your life.
Yeah. Again, I went down with my girlfriend. She lives in Mexico. So she took me down to all the spots we wanted to go to, we needed to see, and like it's so powerful, man. You know how black people always mention going back to Africa and like that connection they feel? Like
Right,
that's what I went to Mexico when I was little, but I wasn't old enough and conscious enough to um really put those things together, right? And I went back when me and Diana started dating, and that was 15 years later. So I'm like 27, 28 when I started really traveling through Mexico. And, it's just a beautiful country, like, you know, all around. I got to go to places I never really imagined. Um, and I was living for my parents in those moments because my parents are from Mexico, moved to this country. So I'm first generation, but they never really got to see their own state where they're from in Mexico. Like they never got to leave their town, because they money wise, financial reasons. We come from a poor, humble background, so I would always ask my mom, like, I can't believe y'all never traveled and seen the state. And Michoacan is where we're from. It's like south, very south central. She's like, how can we travel? We're poor. And I'm like, oh, I feel that for sure. So now that I'm going to these places, like I'm so excited to come back and show them, their land, our land where we're from. So, I come very inspired. Those pictures are all inspiration. Like I just feel fire every time I'm down there. Um, it's a really, really beautiful country, and people, when we looking down at Mexico, we think of just the touristy spots, but those are as beautiful as they are. Like, getting to know like the real Mexico. I encourage everybody to try it. There's nothing to be afraid of.
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it's like even going to Florida. Like, there's the touristy spots that look beautiful, but go 2 blocks down. Like you're gonna end up in the hood. You're gonna end up in the slums. Like it's there's beautiful and I don't want to call it evil. I don't even want to call it bad, but there's beautiful and then there's the negative side, to every place. And rather it's you got Cancun right here and then you got poverty right here. It's life. It's the yin and the yang.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
Yeah, my favorite thing to do when I travel is find what the locals are doing, and then do that if you have access, because then you're gonna get the most authentic representation of that place as possible.
Yeah, and for me, it's easier said than done because I am Mexican. I look it. So when I'm down there, it's comfortable for me. But I imagine any other American, non-Mexican, you know, like that, traveling through a unknown place, just saying that like that, it's a little bit more of a daunting task. But my friends, I'm like, yo, y'all gotta come with me when I go down because we're not going. I mean, we could go to some hot spots, but I'm gonna take you to. We're from the country. We're from a rancho. From the we're from the hills, man. We live in the mountainside, out in the country. So my lifestyle, my parents' background is very country.
Hey
That's
man,
beautiful.
I got chickens in my backyard, bro.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
I,
wait,
I
wait.
get, those eggs are good, I bet.
Oh yeah, dude, get 3 to 4 eggs a day. I love it.
We're definitely country boys at heart, man.
Yeah, me too.
All right, Nate, if you want to get into some rapid fire, man, I'm game.
All right, bro. So some of these are gonna be easy. Some of these are gonna be hard. It's the first time we've ever done actual rapid fire, but even the hard ones, just try to pick something. All
Is it
right,
like this or that or all right,
it's
just
gonna
go. I'm
be
going I'm going blind. Just go.
okay. Nickelodeon or Cartoon Network.
Cartoon Network.
Daddy
Uh,
Yankee or Dunamar?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that.
Daddy Yankee or Dunamar?
Don't Amar, but both of them. I gotta respect both of them.
your favorite cartoon of all time.
The Simpsons.
Oh, all right. Favorite game of all time.
GTA.
Favorite game of all time from the 90s.
Super Mario. Oh, Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong. Sorry.
Oh, yes, that's a good one. All right,
How
your
about
dream.
this? Bob Ross drawing trees, or that tree turning into the paper that Bob Ross drew trees on?
Ooh, man, you just fucked me up with that one. Bob Ross, man. Bob Ross.
Nice.
Oh, that was a good one. I wrote these down. I don't even know if Bobby wrote his down. All right, dream car.
Tesla.
Tesla. Gotcha. Two more. Favorite rapper of all time.
Kendrick Lamar.
All right, and this
The
is an
dark,
easy one.
the darkness of space, or the darkness of a cave?
Darkness of Space.
Mm. Yeah, I've been in a cave. I don't like caves too much.
Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck that. I'm too big
Yeah,
for that.
Darkness of Space. Darkness of Space. At least you have space. Darkness in the cave.
You're all claustrophobic and
You're
shit.
stuck somewhere. Yeah, exactly. I like the endlessness of space. I like going. I like. It makes me feel better.
Hell yeah. All right, I like that one. Last one. This I feel like this is an easy one after the conversations we've had and the drawings I've seen. But Street Fighter or Tekken.
Street Fighter.
I knew it.
Yeah, for sure. Even though Tekken, I remember when Tekken came out on the 64, man, that game was sick. Everybody wanted to play that game because of the graphics, but
Right.
Street Fighter, man, those sounds are engraved in my in my soul, that all the little sounds.
Yeah, man. Gil, Gal, whatever the army dude's name is, sending the Sonic Boom. Like Sonic Boom.
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure. All of
Yeah.
those, man, all those sounds. I love them.
Hell yeah.
And two more flip books I want to discuss. The Fixing Buzz Lightyear. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, thank you. I love that one. That's one of my favorite ones because yeah, I bought that from my girlfriend. That little I bought her what are they called? Charms for a little bracelet. And she really wanted that Buzz Lightyear because she loves Toy Story. And she was going through airport security and it got caught on something and it just broke off. And she like called me all sad and I was like, oh, damn. But then
Mm-hmm.
like this was during all this drawing stuff, and this is where my mind is at. It just like I took that into a turned it into a piece of art, and I just pictured Buzz Lightyear, you know, somewhere laying down or being worked on because he just got broken.
Mm-hmm.
And I just love the idea. It was like something sweet to do for her. And
That's
I'm
great.
not done with that. I'm gonna come back to it and redo it so it looks, better. But yeah, that's one of my favorite ones. I'm glad you like that. Thank you.
And another one because of the sheer technical ability to do the move. What's the
Another
soccer?
one.
And another one. What's the soccer move where you take the ball basically with
Wait a
your
minute.
back leg and you kick it and it comes back over the front?
The
Wait,
rainbow?
wait, wait. Can I
Oh,
answer it? I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry. But our stepdad used to play soccer, and the only move he taught me was the one where I would kick it with my left foot and hit it on my right foot, the back of my right foot, and bring it over my head. So if
yep.
I ever wanted to impress any friends, if there was a basketball or a soccer ball around, I'd be like, watch what I can do. And then
That's the
fuck,
move. That's
bro.
maybe there are other moves, but that's one of the most iconic soccer moves there is. The rainbow flick. It's called the rainbow. I mean, I'm sure
Rainbow, rainbow, yeah.
it's called other things in other regions or countries, I'm sure, but I'm pretty sure the most common is the rainbow flick.
Yeah, and that flip book that you did for your friend Sapara, that was really
Yeah.
cool. That
Thank
was
you, man.
awesome.
He's you know, shout out to him. He messaged me and he's from Nigeria. I don't know him at all, but I had a good conversation and I was feeling his energy. And I was like, why not? I'll do a little flip book, shout him out, and wish him the best. I hope he does well in all his future.
Oh yeah, man. Yeah, that I mean, even that was one of the first things I thought of, during this episode was when Bobby talked about, bringing up flip books or flip books, bringing them back to his childhood. That literally brought me back to my childhood, 10 or 11 years old, and seeing my stepdad do it and be like, teach me how to do that.
Oh,
Teach me
And
how
he
to
just
Dougie.
stayed out with me in the front yard, teach me how to do it until I could do it. So
that's
I
so
was like, oh
cool.
my God, I
That's
know that
so
trick.
that's so cool, man. That you seeing that makes you feel that. Because honestly, like overall, like I don't do it for the likes or the follows. Like I love doing this. This is my art. I love creating things, drawing anything with pencil or pen, colored pencils, markers, shit. I'm gonna start painting soon. I want to start painting my stuff. So, like overall, I just want you to smile when you see my shit. Like if it puts like when I see my stuff, I smile, and it's like, man, I just hope whoever sees this smiles. And my
Man,
brother, my brother-in-law, we went out and like I was showing him the last piece I did, and he just started smiling, and I was like, yeah, that right there, that like that's what I want. Like I just want people to smile when they see my shit, man. That's nothing more, nothing less.
Yeah, keep spreading joy, man. It's awesome stuff.
Thank you so much. I'm gonna continue to try to do my best.
definitely, man, definitely. I don't know why I felt like I had to have sections for you, but I have one more little section we can do.
Yeah, yeah.
The first question, okay, so this section is gonna be have you ever?
Okay.
And it's about money moves. So we're trying to get some bread on your plate, trying to get some food on the table. So the
And
first one isn't have you ever,
and
but do
Nate,
you have
I don't know where you're going, and I don't know what you have written down, but am I allowed to chime in?
yeah, come in, bro.
All right, cool. I just want to know if I can be a part of Have You Ever. So
Yeah. Well, the first one is do you? But do you have a website where people can buy your art?
I don't, there's a plan in place and I'm trying to execute those steps to put that everything in place. So that's where it's headed. But
All right,
no, not yet.
we're gonna keep that quiet because there might be someone watching and you say some shit and they're like, "Oh, I didn't think about that," and bam, you become the
I
Nikolai
got you.
Tesla, whoever stole his shit. So we're not gonna mention anything. I this one you've already answered. So not have you ever, but the question was, have you ever thought about being a tattoo artist? But where did that go? Why didn't you keep doing that?
Yeah, it just wasn't the avenue. I was heavy into it. I did like maybe almost a dozen tattoos, small pieces, lettering, like an animal, panther, Black Panther, like a handful of things to like I was in it, I knew it was just a matter of more practice. Um, so I was working at a shop and the guy that was letting me come and practice, he wasn't charging me anything. Just he was just being super great, like gracious with the studio. And there's a super famous tattoo artist. I gotta shout her out, Katrina Cat Tat Art. She's got her show. I think it's called it starts with an E. She's in LA doing her thing. She's on TV. She's from my hometown, went to my high school. We're the same age. And she's the reason why I started sort of tattooing. Like she told me where to go. I used to work at a car wash and she pulled up and I was like, oh man, this is like back when I was like 22. And she pulled up and we both knew who each other were because we went to the same high school, but I knew who she was because she's like famous. She's got like over 1 million followers on Instagram.
Mhm.
But hi Katrina, how are you? And she's very nice. And I was like, I want to get into tattooing. And without hesitation, she was like, go to Victory Tattoo in Harvey, which is a town right where I live and where I grew up. And talk to this guy. And she told me what to do. And I went and talked to him, Ian. And thank you, Ian, because like you helped me a lot. I brought some people into your shop, didn't charge me anything, did some tattooing. He then, I don't know what happened, but the shop was sold and he went somewhere else. And he was like, well, you can talk to this new guy and see if he helps you out. And the new guy was like, he was going to charge me like tattooing fees. It was a lot of money. So, I didn't have it. And that sort of, I started just putting tattooing to the side.
Hey
Uh,
man, I've been in that same predicament in a different line of business where everything's good, and then as soon as someone new comes in, it fucks shit up. And it's not that the other guy was a bad guy. Maybe he needed that, but
yeah.
yeah, when new people comes in, new management comes in, it's like, eh, yeah, maybe I need to put this to the side right now. Maybe in the future, tattooing will be in my
Yeah. That's how I saw it. Exactly. Like now's not the time. And I don't know. I don't know where I stand on that. Like I used to not when people ask me that because people would be like, You don't tattoo anymore?" A lot of people still ask me. I used to not know how to answer it because I was a little bit not ashamed, but I was like a little disappointed that I didn't follow through. So I would always not know how to answer it. But now I know that it wasn't my avenue and it didn't work out. Art's a big thing. And I appreciate everything I learned. Like I said earlier, tattooing made me a better artist, technique, like the whole discipline of tattooing, like my studio, my setup, everything is clean, like organized, like
right.
I before I start drawing, I pick out what I'm going to use. Like that's the tattooing in me. Like I only have the things I'm going to use on my desk to be more efficient and not use up space and not be clumsy, knock shit over, even though sometimes I still do. Um, all of that shit I learned through tattooing. Like even my shading, my lines are on point.
Mm.
Like my lines are strong. I have good lining. My shading's good. Like values, tones, where the shadow should be, all of that shit, like use of space on the paper, that all comes from tattooing. So even though it didn't work out in that realm, I appreciated what I did with it. And, you know, it wasn't my avenue, but I'm still young. Whatever happens in the future happens.
Beautiful way to look at it, man.
And I've
Thank
been
you.
to art shops where they charge unreasonable amounts for pencils.
Yeah, man.
I'm like a $2 pencil guy. Have you ever spent an unreasonable amount of money on a pencil?
um, no. A lot of my stuff has been given to me. Like a lot of the stuff, pencils that I still have. No, I think my most expensive stuff are my markers and my colored pencils, but even then, it's not unreasonably be expensive. 30, $40 for a pack of whatever. But nothing too crazy. You know, I definitely upgraded my studio. And you see this desk behind me. I had to get it's called a drafting table that
Hmm.
flip goes from up and down, to be more efficient when I get tired, tilt it up and whatnot. So I guess the more expensive stuff is just the like the bigger equipment, like the desk, but nothing too crazy.
And see, that's what's crazy is because we might look at a pack of markers that cost this much and be like, bruh, hell no, I ain't paying for that. That's because we're
Yeah.
not fucking artists. It's the same way I was at a party about 5 or 6 years ago, and this bitch had a hula hoop, and she was a bitch, so don't get on to me calling her a
I was
bitch.
about to say, why she gotta be a bitch?
She had a hula hoop, and she did the hula hoop and shit like at raves, and she says she paid $200 for it,
For a
and we
hula
were all
hoop?
like, "Why? Why would you pay $200 for a hula hoop?" And she was like, "The same way you'll pay $600 for a guitar." Ah, you got a
Yeah.
point. You got a
It,
point.
he hit him with the sauce, man. She had
You
a
got a
point.
point.
Yeah, like there's things you don't think about like that. And it's a very good question because art equipment, I wouldn't say it's super expensive, but once you've been an artist for so long and you know what you're looking for, like how the ink spreads, how it splotches on the paper, if it when it dries, if you rub your hand across the page, if it's gonna what's the word I'm looking for? Smear, if it's gonna smear, like all those things are based on the quality of what you pay for.
Mm.
So, the markers I use, let me show you real quick. Um, I use Prismacolor, and I mean, I wouldn't say they're the best, but I mean they're pretty quality markers. And I've got the colors on one side, and I've got like the blacks and the grays here, which is what I mostly use for shading. And then I also have got Sharpies on this side. Sharpies are this is more for the I guess if I'm not looking for quality and I'm just trying to draw in a whole page red, I'll use my Sharpies because it's just I'm trying to, what I'm saying, um lay out some color. So I don't mind wasting Sharpie. They're not that expensive. But the Prismacolors, I'm going to be a little bit more reserved in how I use them because they're a little bit more expensive. Like a 12 pack can be like 20, 25, $30. The
And see,
grays
that
are
sounds expensive to me, but it's not expensive if you're going to use twice.
yeah, like the grays are more expensive because they're more specialty. You only use it for shading. So a pack of 12, just the grays from like the lightest to the darkest black, it's like $40 for a 12 pack, some shit like that. So they're not cheap, but I mean, it's just the cost of business expense, I guess.
Oh yeah, man. Well, with this section, I got four more questions, so let's do it rapid fire. Have you ever thought about doing being a cartoonist for anyone or making your own cartoon?
Man, that's a dream. I mean,
Damn.
cartoons are life for me, since I was little. That would be a dream, if anyone asked, I would, yes, I
Hell
am I
yeah.
am a free agent. Hire
Hell
me,
yeah.
like nah, yeah, for sure, man. Like I would love to create a cartoon or be part of a creation of a cartoon or just, I yeah, absolutely, 100%.
Bet you heard it. So if there's anyone that needs animation artists or cartoonists,
Thank
we
you.
got your man. Have you ever thought about doing lyric videos?
What was the question? What videos?
Lyric. So like how a rapper will put out a song, they won't have an actual music video, but they'll have the lyrics, in crazy animation.
Oh, I
And
see.
you can do it on paper. You could do honestly a flip book, lyric video, but they're more so tailored to actual computer animation. Okay, that's another question. Have you ever thought about doing computer animation?
Yeah, it's something that I have to do. I have to like it's just another branch of my art. Um,
Hell yeah.
I got to dip into that side. And I mean, I'm tech savvy, I work all day on a computer, I went to school for computer science.
Oh shit.
So so yeah, like
bruh, you're an artist. You went to school for computer science. You already got the foundation laid for you. All you gotta do is put bricks on it, put some concrete in the middle. I don't know how houses are built, but you got the foundation.
I got it. Yeah, man. Yeah, you're right. Now
Oh,
it's all about
that's great.
execution. You're absolutely 100%
Oh
correct.
shit.
All right, man. Two more questions for me on the have you ever, and then we'll be done. Have you ever thought about doing? And the reason I'm asking these music questions is because you're so tapped into the actual hip hop industry.
Excuse me. Sure.
You're good. Have you ever thought about doing album artwork?
I have. I have done like album cover work.
Oh, you have already?
Yeah, I have. Yeah, I've done for my friend Tim Wilson, my boy T Dub, another my brother, man. It was just his birthday a couple days ago. T Dub, man. Shout out. I love you, bro.
Okay.
Um, yeah, I did an album cover for his album, Abstract Thoughts of a God-Fearing Mind.
That's a fucking crazy ass album name. And now I
It
want to
is.
listen to it.
I'll show you the album cover. I did this like, man, I'm gonna show you his music
Please
just to
do. Please
inspire
do.
him back to get back in. It's beautiful stuff, man. He has a lot to say, and yeah, I did the album for his cover. I think I've done a few others, but this was a while ago. I haven't done one, but that'd be
Okay.
cool because I do logos also, and I just did one about a week ago for a racing truck. So
Okay.
that's exciting. Like it's gonna be like plaqued up, like they're gonna sell these trucks.
Wow.
So it's an exciting project, and but yeah, I do logos too. So logo album work, like I would love to do an album cover. I haven't done one in a while.
Wait, so I don't know if this is rude to ask, but are you getting a cut from the trucks? Like, are you getting some paper?
No, no. Whatever
All right,
happens
I'm
with
gonna be
that,
your manager.
whatever. No, no, no. Like I got compensated for doing the logo, but
Uh,
like this is I maybe shouldn't have said they're gonna sell these trucks, but what I should have said to be more specific is they plan to put this logo onto trucks. So once it becomes trademarked and shit, like we're gonna have another conversation. Like this guy,
okay,
this person,
okay,
yeah, for
just
sure. Yeah,
just making sure because I mean doing things for the love of it is amazing, but getting paid for it is it's a good bonus, you know. Not doing it not for the money is beautiful, but doing it not for the money but still getting paid because you're doing it.
yeah. I do a lot of things out of my heart, obviously, but I gotta have a business mentality also in a good way for myself. Like you know, first and foremost, it's the art. I'm not thinking about the money. Like I'm gonna give you my 100%. You're gonna get. If I'm not satisfied with it, I'm not giving it to you. Like that's how I look at it. So first and foremost comes the art, um, and then I mean the money. I don't really think about the money. I do. I mean, I do. I don't want you to think I don't have a game plan or anything. I'm not just doing this stuff for free. Some stuff I do it for free, but yeah, man, I got a game plan. I got a good team. My friends, my best friends are great advisors. Jeeb, Pete, Strand, T Dub, my friend Josh, Justin, man, my whole team. Like, I'm so grateful they're encouraging me and advising me and just they got my best interest at heart. So that's important to have a good team like that.
Definitely important. You got to have a good team, man. Got to have a good team behind you. And I know you say you don't care about the money, and these questions, if you haven't registered it yet,
No,
was
I
all about
do. I do care about the money. I don't want it to sound like I know what you're getting at. Like it's not. I know exactly what you're getting at. Like
right.
this, it's a good plan, man. Like I'm gonna continue with the plan, and I just say money. Like
It's
honestly,
just a
like
motivator,
yeah, exactly. I'm not doing it for the money. Like
right?
that's basically. I get what you're saying, but the plan is in place, and it's a good plan, and you know, I'm uh, I'm rolling, man. I'm
Hey
gonna
man,
continue.
I'm just trying to make sure that if you
Yeah.
have any kids, if whatever, if it's for your parents, if it's for your whoever it is, like one day you might be able to put someone in a nice house and say, hey, this is yours. You did this for me. This is for you. And
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. Like 100%, 100%. Like honestly, like it's my work's been inspiring to my family, man. I inspired my dad to get back in the lab, and he used to
you,
twist. He used to twist like in his spare time, twist copper wire into scorpions, and like now I'm thinking about, like you just said, I'm thinking about my family's future. Like I'm thinking about my artwork in the future, like legacy type shit.
oh,
So, I'm on fire right now with like all my emotions inside towards my art. And I got, like I said, my dad got back in the lab and he does these scorpions, which
Yeah, that's
I don't know,
badass.
you won't
Yeah,
be able to see it in the
need to
light
see.
really, but here's a bigger one. So I got him to just,
Hell yeah.
so now the plan, it's gonna be an entire piece, like these scorpions with a drawing of mine in the background, and
so
we're gonna put these out, and like NFTs are in the
I
conversation,
was about to
and
say, are you jumping on the NFTs,
yeah,
them
man,
non-fungibles? Come on.
exactly. So like, I'm glad you brought all these things up because there's things I'm thinking about. I can't get stuck on A. I got to get to B, C, D, and continue to hit all these marks for my brand, and I got to keep hitting these goals, and I can't stay complacent. So yeah, all the things you mentioned, man, I appreciate you bringing them up because
well, hey
it's
man, let me take money out of this question. Because you've talked about the love of it so much, and that's what's so um I can't think of the word, but it's honorable. It's at the core,
oh,
it's at
thank
the
you,
root of what we are, is to
thank you.
you're welcome, is to actually do it for the love of it. Because if it ever feels like work, it like if this podcast ever feels like work, either for me or for Bobby, like, ah shit, we got a podcast tomorrow, then we got to stop doing it because it's not fun anymore. We're not doing it
Hmm.
for the money either. It's going to be nice when the money comes, but that's not what we're doing it for. So let's take the money out of it and just talk about the love. Last question. Have you ever thought about actually doing art classes?
No,
Is,
no
is that
need,
is that is that something that's like not
no
gonna
need
happen?
to, no need to, and I'll tell you why. Like my time lapses, and when I start putting stuff on YouTube and stuff like that, those are the classes.
Ooh.
Oh, it's so
Thank-
true. I mean, like looking at it
Yeah,
from a music standpoint, like the album is the teacher. Like if you want to sit down and transcribe it, that's the teacher. So you
yeah,
showing your entire process from blank page to end result. Now, obviously, we can't draw as quickly as you, but you're already the teacher.
yeah, 100%. Like somebody asked me this, not that I forgot where he asked me or just told me like you should do a class or something like that. And it's like the traditional thought of a class is like I'm gonna be in a school or in a classroom, right? But like we're in the 2021, we don't need that. Like
mm,
we got YouTube, we got Instagram. So like my Instagram right now is like popping. My other social medias are not. So I got to get those up too, including my YouTube. Like I got to start. I'm gonna use YouTube for blogging and like you said, sort of do like tutorials in a way where people love seeing that stuff. I love seeing that stuff. So it's something I got to break into and start doing more often.
And I have a
um,
question because you did bring up NFTs.
Mhm.
So NFTs are interesting because it's going to be a one-off piece that's intended for sale, whether it's commissioned or whether it's just something you came up with and then decide to sell it. So what it's mimicking is art before the invention of like reproductions and doing prints.
Mhm.
Everything was an NFT because you can't recreate it. There's only one Mona Lisa. There's only one statue of David. Then we got the printing press and we started making prints of famous pieces.
Mhm.
And the idea was to, hey, let's do this once and spread it to many people instead of doing it once, having it in one location. Everybody has to flock to it. Have you thought about doing any installation pieces for maybe the city that you live in, whether it be something you do at home and then place there, whether it be a mural or do like an installation piece at a museum?
Not seriously, but I do think about things like that. Um, art where I live, Homewood, name of my town is Homewood, but it's bordered Flossmoor, and we share the same high school, so it's Homewood Flossmoor. So it's just one. We think of it as one town, HF. Um, Flossmoor is known. It's a really artsy place. There's a lot of art displays and sculptures like around town in the corner, like by the train station, like all over the place. Um, I guess I would one day, if I start venturing into painting, I would like to help someone. Like I would like to work with a graffiti artist or a mural, someone that does murals. Because that's not my avenue, but it's something I would like to just try, help someone with. It would be fun. But no, man, my art displayed like that, I don't really think about it seriously like that. Maybe in a museum, yes. Like art pieces, my drawings, more that route. And now, like this is a recent thought for me because I didn't value my art as much as I value it now. Like I really value what I do. So this is more of a recent thought. Like that's really, I guess, why I'm all over the place with this answer, because it's more of a recent thought. Like the only thing that's really gotten me thinking about my art in the future are my dad's scorpions. Like people looking at that in the future, like what a badass piece of art, father and son piece. Like, so it's a new thought for me. I guess I really did. Long story short, I didn't know how to answer it until now, and I just figured it out. But yeah, I guess so. That was a terrible answer.
No, man, that was your answer, dude. You're good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And right before we end it, do you I see there's a couple of art pieces you have back. Do you have any art pieces that you could, I mean, I know it's not the best lighting, but do you have any art pieces you can show off?
Sure. Let me see. I had these at handy. Let's see how this works out. This is the DMX flipbook. The lighting's terrible. Let me see if I could, give me a second.
Yeah, take your time, man.
No, lighting's pretty bad. Can you guys see that?
Yeah.
I don't know if I could flip it. This is gonna be, oh, I can't flip it. See, this, shout out to DMX. It's the ATV burning out. I don't know if you guys saw that one. And that's the R. So
That's
yeah,
so beautiful.
That was
You know,
really
that's
cool, man.
this is for DMX, that's the wheelie. I don't know which you guys want to see a particular flip book. I'll show you guys. They're all right here.
Yeah, man, just show us a couple more, man, because I mean, DMX had the whole world at one point wanting to ride motorcycles and ATVs, and he just brought
Yeah,
it. Right. So yeah, show us a
yeah.
couple more.
This is for you. And what's your mother's name?
Regina.
Regina. This one's for you. And this is for you, Nate and Bobby. That your uncle, you said it showed you how to do the rainbow.
Yep.
All right. And happy birthday to Regina. Belated. I'm trying to get this right if I can. Oh, there. Oh, wait. Sorry. This one's a little tougher. Did you get to see that? I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah, the flip books are hard to flip on the camera. But yeah, let me show you this one. Whoops. Let me know if you can see this correctly. I'll show you this one and this one. All right, we've got I did this a while ago. I like putting crowns on animals. And I wanted this to be the logo, but this is already trademarked by Pandora. It's too close. But this lion, I've got it like in plastic, so that's why it looks all shiny. And then we've got, this is a One Punch piece. This is from the cartoon One Punch. Tell me if the lighting is good or not. I don't know if you can see that on camera good.
That's so badass, man.
Thank you. This is a piece from the game. The character, what's the character's name? Hanzo from Overwatch.
Hell yeah.
Nice little piece. I just like the color and the vibe of the dragon and little. It seemed sort of peaceful. And then one of my favorite cartoons of all time. We've got Samurai Jack, and this piece is inspiration because I look at it and it's a pretty big piece. So I don't know if you're familiar with the show Samurai Jack. This is the demon Aku. He's the bad guy, and Samurai
Mm.
Jack's this little dude right here.
Oh wow,
Can't even
gotcha.
really see him, so just you could put whatever metaphor for life you can think of right there. Conquering your demons, coming up to any obstacle. I always look at this and I think about that, like ain't no obstacle too big.
Man. So fucking beautiful, man. So fucking beautiful.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate the kind words and just your time. Just I know you guys value your time as well, and just the fact that you guys wanted to ask me, get to know me, man. That's so. I love it. I feel the love, and I'm so grateful for both of you for doing this.
We're grateful for you, man. Thank you so much for coming on. Thanks for the kind words. It's really much appreciated. This has been another episode of Off the Beaten Path podcast.
Stay black, motherfuckers.
Don't be
Stay
whack.
black and don't be whack.
Yes.